You know, you got to be kind of crazy to conceive or attempt something like this.
Just a silly, absurd idea I had. With nobody saying it's absolutely impossible, I kept going and growing the idea.
Part of the fun of this project was the unknown, that no one had done it. That added to the intrigue.
Ski Hard Rock is skiing the Hard Rock 100 course, but in the winter.
I knew it was going to be tough to pull it off.
I thought our chances for success were pretty good.
Skiing the Hard Rock came about, one, that I love the San Juan Mountains, two, that I love the actual Hard Rock race.
The Hard Rock 100-foot race is a 100-mile rugged and tough race to the San Juan Mountains.
The avalanche conditions, the route finding, the snow conditions.
The mental challenge of pushing through the discomfort of being in ski boots for 15 hours a day.
There's just a plethora of things that could have stopped us.
As long as nobody got hurt, as long as our gear held up, we could do this.
3:45 a.m. wake-up call, and we drove from Durango up to Silverton.
I was really excited to finally take that first step.
You ready for this?
Yep, we're ready.
2 PB&Js this morning, so I'm energized.
Woo!
Yeah, gentlemen.
It was really exciting to get moving.
We head out, make a wrong turn in town. It was laughable, but pretty silly.
We kind of followed the Animas River upstream and was getting into some breakable snow and was a little bit of a slog to start off the first few miles.
We kind of ran out of real estate on one side of the creek. We had our feet wet right off the bat, so that was a good start.
Pretty high drama for the first hour, which definitely planted the seed of doubt in everybody's mind on this mission being accomplishable.
We had a slow start, but we were all having a good time. But once I got started, I was going to finish. There was nothing that was going to stop me. I mean, I guess if I broke a leg, I wasn't going to. But I was determined to finish.
Yeah, there was a lot of nerves on this, but again, once we're in the mountains moving, it really helped kind of put that stuff aside and really get into the focus of just pounding it out through the mountains.
Skimo is short for ski mountaineering. Simplified, stripped down equipment.
Skimo to me is just freedom on your skis.
It's a small niche kind of sport that is bigger in Europe than it is in North America.
Go long distances, relatively easy.
I really enjoy going on that aerobic threshold kind of adventure, and Skimo gear really opens up that avenue.
Really lightweight boot, lightweight skis, lightweight bindings, and then you kind of survival ski on the downhill.
The downhill skiing left a lot to be desired. There's a lot of wind-blown snow and some breakable crust.
Didn't encounter, much instability. It was pretty settled and we felt pretty confident.
We really wanted to ski 100 miles. We weren't out there to ski great powders.
We're at Cunningham Gulch. We worked our way down these cliffs. We're 9 miles in, and we've climbed probably 4,000 feet.
My arches are about to explode in pain because my boots aren't properly fitting. Everybody else is doing all right, but way tired, and everybody is a little bit pessimistic on how things are going, to be honest.
We started to kind of get tired on the second climb. Knew that we were in for a long day. Falling in a crevasse where there's no crevasses, that went good.
Well, what are you doing in there?
That is a pretty sweet
Oh shit, dude, you went deep. Nice. Welcome back.
We move on, we get deep into the San Juans, passing the Continental Divide Trail. It's afternoon, early evening, beautiful golden sun. Having a great time. We're in one of the most beautiful places in the world. Our estimations on how hard this is going to be and how long things are going to be is way off.
My feet hurt a lot, and it just seemed kind of unreal at the moment that we were this tired. It was tough to work through that and keep a positive attitude.
You okay?
The sun has set, and we are making our way down very challenging skiing, physically, where we are absolutely exhausted.
I had told the people that were helping us that we'd be there at 3 o'clock, and we showed up at 9.
Look at that, man. We finally roll into camp. Splendid food. We're served like kings.
They dried our ski boot liners, dried our gloves. They fed us like champions. It was awesome.
You know, we were pretty crushed after the first day, but I knew we could do it. It was just a matter of persevering.
Everybody was really, really broken and tired.
I remember saying, well, maybe we'd have a 20% chance of success. Day 2, we had such a rough day the day before, so I think we got going around 8 o'clock.
What's the plan for today, gentlemen?
It's going to be better than yesterday.
Hopefully a little bit easier of a day. Not quite as soul-crushing. Back in the silly suit.
We had a little bit of a walk in our tennis shoes on a dirt road, which we enjoyed. You know, we got out of our ski boots for a little while, then we had a 5-mile relatively flat road climb, which felt really good to just kind of get our legs going.
It's windy, it's cold, we're wearing our down coats. It is really, really challenging, but everybody's enjoying the challenge.
We thought we were doing great. We started up Handy's Peak and the wind started blowing. The trail braking was kind of tough. It took us a long time to climb Handy's Peak, a lot longer than we had anticipated. So once again, we were well behind schedule. Finally did summit in a pretty fierce windstorm. The 3 of us got together and did a solid group hug. It warmed us up pretty good.
Standing on top of a 14,000-foot peak, seeing all of the San Juans, that was a high right there, literally and physically.
I grew up skiing at the resorts off of I-70 in Colorado. I got into backcountry skiing 3 seasons ago. Being able to move efficiently and quickly through the mountains on skis is really fun.
They have outdoor pursuits at the college that allows you to check out gear. And I checked out some skis and skins. I just more and more got into backcountry skiing.
I grew up primarily in Colorado, and I've skied since I was a little kid. It's a great alternative for me during the winter to get onto lightweight Skimo gear and have an off season that's both fun going down, but also a great workout going up. We finally warmed up and met an aid station crew of Hannah and Ben and got some great food and snacks.
Picnic!
At one point, I think every part of my body hurt. My back, my triceps from pulling, my neck, you know, my knees were hurting, my feet were a mess.
Made our way over towards Engineer Pass, where the whole team was really getting tired, really getting tired. Once again, it was hitting sunset. It was spectacular to see, but it was also difficult to swallow that we were going to be again skiing in the dark.
So once again, we had another raucous descent in the dark.
In the dark, completely exhausted.
We had been on our feet for 14 hours. It was 9 o'clock or so, and we had this exposed traverse over an ice waterfall. It really put me out of my comfort zone. Made sure I used 2 ice axes and got through it, but yeah, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Finished up and walked a long 3 miles along the highway down into Ouray.
Just about 10 o'clock at night after starting at 8, so we were out there for another full day. In Ouray, we had some pizza, I think 6 pizzas that we devoured, half asleep.
Made it to Ouray.
Cheers.
Weizenbaden.
Nice.
Night number 2. A little different than last night.
Oh, we were pretty worn out the second night. However, I think we were so worn out the first night that maybe by the second night we were getting used to it.
I was pretty confident that at least some of us would not continue on.
Just really was not motivated at all to start that third day.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than we anticipated. 2 15-hour days. I was thinking 8 to 10-hour days. None of it's been easy. There's not been an easy mile.
My feet are pretty haggard right now. I've got some like rash / blister action going on. I think I need to deep clean my liners because I do think it's like a fungus infection. Obviously want to continue and make it to the end, but I don't want to put myself in a hole that'll take weeks to come out of. Some racing to do this summer, and just kind of on the fence right now.
Decided to make the trek over to Telluride.
Day 3, thought we'd treat ourselves to a little later start. By 9:30, we were finally walking down Main Street of Ouray. There's actually an active mine up the road, so the road's plowed all winter long, so there wasn't really an option to skin up the road. Just conversation pace, taking it real casual, and it's kind of nice catching up and chatting.
Wasn't in a great headspace, felt kind of nauseous and wondering why I was walking with skis up this dirt road. You work through it and you realize there's gonna be moments when it's not fun. There's gonna be moments when you wanna stop. Yeah, happy to be here. The mountains rejuvenate you once you get out.
The Skimo skin suit is very breathable for like high energy aerobic activity.
Skin suits make you feel fast. You can store food and water, and the ladies dig it.
It felt good. I wore it for 4 days in a row.
We look good in them, so why not?
It wasn't really into the 3rd day did I actually start to really be able to immerse myself in the enjoyment of what the project was. Went from danger and fear and failure to I'm really enjoying this challenge that I've set in front of myself.
The final skin up to the top of Kroger's Canteen. Just really pretty day, and we were all having a good time up that, knowing that we weren't gonna be suffering for 15 hours this day.
Everybody's spirits were high. Got up there, celebrated, took pictures, and began our descent into Telluride, which included some great skiing.
Kind of took off and skied a little tube that was fun with some good powder in it, and yeah, we were having a great time laughing and just relieved to know that today wasn't going to be a brutal day. Yeah, when Jason and I were planning the route, we set up the 3rd day to kind of be a shorter day. It worked out really good to have this one day. We called it our rest day. I think it really helped us.
Strapped on the tennis shoes and walked right into Telluride, feeling happy as anybody could be. Enjoyed a nice hotel hot tub soak. It was a fantastic finish to our rest day.
I think all of us were really dreading the 4th day. We decided we better get going early because we knew it was going to be long. We started 6 o'clock in the morning, climbed Bear Creek. Paul was having a hard time getting his head around the 4th day. His feet were bugging him, and yeah, we were just exhausted. We were actually seeing some tracks. We had seen very little signs of human existence. We climbed the first pass up to Oscars. We were all really happy to get up on the ridge and feel the sunlight.
Surprisingly enough, the 4th day was when I felt the best. You know, the body can be pretty amazing and fairly quick to adapt to stress.
First descent of the day is down into Ophir. We were a little early, so it was basically just a frozen hard descent. Still pretty fun. We covered a lot of ground fast, so that was nice. Started the 2nd big climb of the day to Grant Swamp Pass. Again, a real pretty zone.
You're thinking about the snowpack, you're thinking about the route, getting to the next checkpoint, top of the next climb, just grinding it out, one foot in front of the other, moving forward. There's times when there's a lot of things going through your head, and there's times when you kind of shut your head off.
I should probably be fueling and eating and drinking, but I usually kind of just forget to do that. When I'm out in the mountains for that long, giving that much effort, a lot of times I think, why am I doing this? I usually don't really come up with a great answer.
There's a lot you have to do to take care of yourself. You got to make sure you're eating and drinking and hydrating well. Being at altitude for that long and being out in the sun for that long, you can get dehydrated pretty quick.
We knew that support would be crucial for food and water along the way. Hannah Green really stepped up. She met us as many times as she possibly could, and we were always late. She waited for hours. Yeah, great snacks, great energy. It really helped us. The last climb, like many of them, took a lot longer than we thought it would. I like breaking trail, I guess, just because the harder something is, I enjoy it more.
Here we are, about to blow up the final climb in this glorious afternoon light. Super psyched. It's been a long day, but amazing.
I think we've had fun today. It'd be nice to be done, but it's kind of sad too.
Physically, everybody started to truly break down. The head started to turn off and say, okay, you're done. You know, it felt like Mount Everest to finish.
We finally did crest the last climb really just as the sun was setting. We narrowly missed another dark descent.
Yeah, boys.
The irony of starting and finishing the trip with a river crossing was kind of laughable.
Last mile and a half.
Woo! We got down to the highway just as it was getting dark. Yeah, I think we all felt really good knowing that we were pretty much done.
How many transitions was that?
Too many to count.
You know, walking into Silverton, it felt kind of surreal.
There was no fanfare really. Everyone was asleep. You could hear a pin drop in Silverton.
All right, finished.
Woo! Woohoo! It really tests all your skill sets in the mountain. Your orienteering, your mountaineering, your endurance, your mental fortitude and stamina. It's really tough, and I honestly didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was.
All right, let's go eat.
Victory burgers.
They taste sweet.
We sat there in the dark of Silverton at 9 o'clock at night and just plowed down that burger, and it felt amazing.
It felt good to be done and to know that the next morning we weren't going to go skiing.
To go out with your buddies and do a 100-mile tour through the mountains puts a smile on your face at the end of the day.
It's amazing that we didn't face anything that stopped the trip in its tracks.
I had to get up the next morning and go to work. It's kind of like life goes on.
Would I do it again? Yeah, I probably would. I wouldn't have said that halfway into the trip.
It is a circus to get this thing together and to get people that can do it together. I have no intentions of skiing the Hard Rock again.
Would I do it again? I don't know how to answer that one.